All right, go.
Yeah, 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Yeah, 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Lou Martinez, aka Big Chief Burrito, live with you on a Tuesday. This is the time of year where I shift into festival gear. The San Diego Latino Film Festival 28th year is starting in 2 days, kicking off with a opening night drive-in event that's going to feature 2 separate screens full of movies. One of them is going to have the Frontera Filmmakers documentary series, and one of them is going to have the Frontera Filmmakers narrative short series. I'm humble enough to have one film in each of the 2 screenings, and we're going to jump right into it today because I got a couple of very important guests coming through live from the South Bay Drive-In after a tech test that I'm hoping was successful. So I'm going to bring on Moises, and I think Juan might be there with him as well.
Hey, Luis, what's up?
Hi, Luis.
What?
How you doing?
Sorry, it's very dark where we're at.
Okay. Yeah. In the spirit of guerrilla filmmaking, you guys are just kind of low budgeting it right now.
Yeah, we're trying to find our light. What is the best light?
we need you here.
Yeah, we need you here to set the scene.
And we get some filmmakers. We got like 100 filmmakers featured. None of them is there to help you with your lighting.
Yeah, you're one of them. Come through.
So obviously, how did the tech go? How did the test go for you guys?
It went well. We're really excited for all the programs we're shooting tomorrow. Visuals look good. Sound looks good.
Yeah.
Subtitles were good.
Yeah, it's amazing image quality. Everything looks really good, and yeah, we're excited for everybody to see their films on the screen here.
Yeah, I had my project on standby because I was like, they're gonna call me and they're gonna tell me that we need to render out the subtitles on top or something. But that's why you guys are like, let's test it out first. But everything looks good then, right?
Yeah, everything looks good. We're excited. I think it'll be a good screening. We have Zoot Suit, classic film celebrating 40 years. La Odisea de los Giles, Argentine heist film with Ricardo Darín. And of course the Frontera Filmmakers, both narrative and documentary programs. It might rain. So we just gotta be prepared for that too. Sorry.
Well, at least, I mean, it might rain, but then people are going to be in their cars. So you might not be able to do the whole lawn chair or pop open the back and stuff like that, but you'll still be able to watch the movie, right? So it's rain or shine, right?
Yeah, it's rain or shine. I guess we were thinking about setting up like a step and repeat and like red carpet and stuff, but if it's raining, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. But you know what? The fact that you guys or the fact that things are looking, at least at the moment, okay enough that you guys thought it was, I'm sure you guys did a lot of research, talked to a lot of people before you guys decided to do this. But the fact that it's a drive-in, that basically everybody can be in their own little bubble, you can bring your bubble, you can enjoy the movies. um you know Obviously, were you guys nervous about making that decision, and what ultimately led you to just say, all right, let's go for it?
Yeah, totally. We're maybe nervous to this day, to be honest. I think we're just trusting that individuals observe COVID-19 related guidelines, preventative guidelines. But I think the drive-in, like you mentioned, is a nice solution where everyone is in their own bubbles, as you put it. And if people want to buy something from the concession stand, they have to stand 6 feet apart from each other. We're not really going to have groups congregating anywhere. So it's either like you're at the snack bar. If we can activate the step and repeat, you can take a picture. Otherwise, you're inside your car. So, we think it'll work out to have this sort of like communal screening, even though we're not in the same auditorium. So yeah, we think it'll be okay.
And one of the movies, the heist movie from Argentina, that was a movie that you guys had wanted to screen last year, but because there was no theater, you guys, it's a physical, like a DCP, or it was like a theater, right, reel, right?
Yeah, so that one we can't screen virtually. We can only play on DCP. So it's one of the movies that like kind of got away from us. So we decided to screen it here as part of opening night on a DCP here at the drive-in.
Cool. How much are the nachos at the drive? I'm just kidding. No,
Oh, I don't know. We'll check though. We'll check and we'll let you know.
I need to know what to budget.
We'll text
That-
you.
And this was a quick turnaround for the festival, obviously because last year got delayed, and this year you guys decided to jump back on schedule for a spring festival. Um, Obviously, I know the work that you guys put in year round to curate such a festival. How was this abridged kind of entry submission version for you guys? Like, were you guys just working longer hours, or were there less submissions this year, or how did you guys adapt to that?
Yeah, our submissions were pretty much on par with previous years. It was a lot shorter, like you mentioned. Typically, we launch our submissions or open our call for entries in May, late May, early June, and this year we didn't do it until really late September. Um, and Yeah, like I said, it was pretty much on par, maybe give or take like 50 to 75 films compared to last year. But I think what helped was we did lower our submission prices significantly. Typically, it's $20 to $60 at its most expensive rate. But yeah, this year we didn't go past $20 for a feature at a like late deadline. So I think maybe filmmakers were kind of more enthused to submit, and we did that not to like get more submissions, but mostly because we figured the COVID-19 pandemic was detrimental to everyone financially, especially artists. Um, it's very expensive to make a film. It's very expensive to afterwards promote it, get submitted into festivals, and we figured this is a community event, and what better way than to help our community by like significantly lowering it. The submissions, the call for entries, it's a pretty good source of income, but um, to help jumpstart the festival. But I think it will be more beneficial for filmmakers to have those extra $30-$40 to maybe submit their film to another one, and have a chance to display their work in multiple places.
Well, I've been having some rants recently because I try to be an advocate for filmmakers about film festivals that charge you a submission fee, and then they're like, well, but if you really want to be considered for best screenwriting, then you need to submit again here, and it goes from a $30 submission fee to like $120 submission fee because you want them to be able to nominate you in different categories. And one of the examples that I use here locally of film festivals that put in a lot of effort and curators who really do it for the right reasons are right here, Moises and Juan. So I always bring you guys up and Miguel from Horrible Imaginings as film festivals that do it the right way, that aren't just trying to make money off of filmmakers, that are actually putting the filmmaker out there. So you guys already know that you guys have my utmost respect for all the work that you're doing.
Yeah, and if people don't have the funds to pay, we always give out fee waivers. So
Yeah. Yeah.
like if you email us, we'll be like, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you shoot your shot, there's more.
Yeah, if you shoot your shot, we're gonna
But we had churros on set. All right, we got you. Close enough. We gave everybody burritos. You're good enough. Good enough for us. Come on.
yeah. We should probably dip out of the concession stand though. Luis, thank you.
All right, guys. But thank you guys for joining us, man. I'll let you guys get back to work. I'm going to be giving away some free passes to people that are watching and stuff like that for people that want to watch live streaming. So thank you guys for popping up for a little bit. Glad the tech went well, and we will see you guys on Thursday from a distance.
Yeah,
See you, dude.
Thank you, and hope to see you all here or online.
All right, guys. I'll be talking about it later.
Okay.
All right. So that was Moises and Juan from the San Diego Latino Film Festival dropping by live and direct from the South Bay Theater where they just performed a tech test. I'm going to be pulling up some information here about the festival so that you guys, if you're interested in, can find out where to buy tickets. I'm going to be playing some of the trailers that they have as part of the festival as well, because there's a lot of interesting movies. And I will be having a couple of people as they become available. If Oscar is around, we're going to have him come in. All right. Let me just message. So, but again, I'm live recording this on a Tuesday, 2 days before the San Diego Latino Film Festival starts. So if you are a filmmaker that has a movie in the festival, or if you are excited about the festival and you've seen some of the movies that are being previewed, let me know what you're excited about. And let me know what's going to happen. What movie you want to see? What movie you want to see virtually? What movie you want to see in person? And we will take it from there. So I might have some learning curves as I try to navigate all this today live on a Tuesday on the eve of the San Diego Latino Film Festival 28th year. We had Juan and Moises here. So if you go to Eventive, or if you look for the San Diego Latino Film Festival on Facebook, you will be able to find all of the different screenings. We have a double feature here. Let me see if Oscar can come on. Oscar, can you hear us, Oscar?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. You sure you don't have a piece of tape over your camera?
No, I can't figure out how to access it.
Well, you're the filmmaker, so that's kind of awkward.
I know, huh?
Hey man, I could just talk to your voice if you want, or you can try to play with it and come back on. Once I see your face at the bottom right there, I can bring you right back on if you want to play with it for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Let me just try.
Yeah. I'll try to. If not, I'll just talk to you here via voice. But try to get your camera working. Try the three little dots next to the microphone where the settings are. Make sure that you can activate your camera so you can jump on.
Okay.
If not, we'll bring them back on. We're gonna play some trailers for the festival as well. And I'm also going to be giving away some free tickets to both the virtual screening and online live the drive-through event. So the drive-through event is going to be a socially distanced event at the South Bay Theater off of Coronado Avenue in South San Diego. It's a nice drive-in theater right off the freeway here, off the 5. and it's not on Coronado Island. It's on Coronado Avenue. All right, there he is. There it is. Is that it, Oscar?
What's up?
What's up, my brother? How you doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. I'm happy to be talking to you. You got the. Is that the COVID beard you're rocking there?
Yeah, right.
Are you rocking the pandemic beard?
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm excited about me and Oscar did a film for the Migrant Voices Challenges last year, where there was a need for films that spoke about migrant experiences. And I had an idea for a little 5-minute documentary that we could enter about Oscar and his life. I hit him up and I was like, "Hey, this is something that that's available to us. Would you like to do it?" And he agreed, even though he was a little sensitive about the topics and the stuff that we talked about. Not only was Oscar the subject of the documentary, he was also the DP and the gaffer, and he was a one-man production and DP crew, which is hard to light yourself. And then we brought in Andrea Duclith as an editor, and we had a makeup artist and a sound and somebody, Kurt, that brought some beats that we could use. But basically, it was a skeleton crew. Do you even remember that shoot, Oscar, or did you ever were you?
Yeah.
What did you think of the time of doing it, and were you a little bit more scared about it now? And in like a year and a half later, how do you feel about that project and kind of what, I don't want to say what it exposes about you, but what it sort of states?
I don't know. I'm from the experience. I mean, I was kind of hesitant to do it because I don't like to really expose myself to that, amount of privacy of myself. But I mean, I never really spoke about it really to, people.
Outsiders.
So it was, yeah. So it's a fear factor for me. But I mean, I got to say something about it anyways, sometime, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. No, and obviously, I'm not going to spoil the movie for people because I do want people to watch it online because it is a powerful message. But the broad strokes of it is that Oscar is a participant in a government program, deferred action for childhood arrivals, and he lives here in the U.S., but he's not treated as fully as an American, even though he's an American to his core, from his culture, from his youth to now. And it's a topic that it's been talked about a lot, but I think a lot of the talk is about the struggle and the people that are at the border, but people don't seem to realize that there's millions of people in similar situations that are living in the U.S. in the same sort of, and the phrase I use in the documentary is with a piano hanging over their head, because and thankfully we're in a position now where the leadership of the country is in a place where you can feel pretty confident, right, that at least for the next 4 years things are going to be okay, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to be haggled, or fear. Yeah.
And
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Oscar.
No, it's you know, our past presidency was very it was really probably one of the toughest times recently that I've gone through because we, they're threatening your livelihood. They're threatening to take everything away, and that's something that you don't want. I don't wish anybody to go through, but it's something that we go through, and it's hard to understand unless you're put in a position where everything could be taken away from you. It's not a good thing at all.
No, absolutely not. So I was apprehensive when I asked you, and you were like, "All right, let's do it." And then I think you were almost like relieved that it didn't come out at that festival because of the fact that we were in that presidency. Is that right? Did you feel a little bit of that? Like,
I think well, I think it needed to be heard more so then than now.
Right. But
Um,
personally for you, it would have been a little bit scarier doing it
it
at
w-
that
it w-
point.
yes, definitely would have. It would have probably put me in a, the repercussions could have been greater. But I think we needed to stand at that moment in time, and even though I feel, yeah, it could have been, yeah, harder back then.
Right. So, right, was that like, everything has its time, right? Everything has its place, everything has its season, right? It sounds corny, but when you sit down and you think about it, it's like, right, it's probably a little bit better that this is the time where you're in a little bit more of a secure place, or you feel a little bit more secure to be able
Yeah,
to more
definitely.
openly discuss it.
Hmm. Yep.
Like a year ago, I wouldn't have tagged you in that poster and said, "Hey, this is a story that we're doing about Oscar," and because you would have been like, "Dude."
Yeah, definitely. You don't know who's out to get you. I feel. Yeah. You know. I
Yeah,
feel.
there's haters out there. They're right, and here's a poster that we're talking about, Oscar story with I was like, I changed the name to Oscar story, and you're like, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember that picture. We were shooting for you. Um,
I was on the set of
I,
Blacklisted. I believe, but I have a folder full of her pictures that all have her photo credits attached. But I
mhm,
believe this is a Jana Resnick picture, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so too.
But yeah, but that's the old GH2 with your little slider right there.
Yep. That was a little beast of a camera. I
Man,
remember that.
people don't know about that Lumix life.
Yeah, that's what I
But
started off with.
what
Yeah.
but tell me about when you saw the poster, the imagery. What's your initial reaction?
Uh, let's see. My initial reaction was, "Oh man, that's an old pic." I remember that pic. Um, but I was like, "Man, I remember how we yeah, it's essentially roots where I came from as far as when I first started filmmaking. That's essentially my second camera I started filmmaking with. Um, I shot plenty of, if anything, everything on that particular camera when we worked together.
Mhm.
Um, I thought it was pretty cool.
If you look right, here, let me see if I can, right there where my finger is. There it is.
Oh, that's a
It,
GH2?
that's the same
Yeah.
camera right there. It's up on the shelf. It's up on the shelf right now, but it's still in the rotation when we need it. Don't worry about it. You ever want to play around old school with it? You let me know.
Well, I will. You shot something that we did for our 48 with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we did. We did
And
one
I
of
was
those.
like, oh, that camera looks pretty. I wonder. Because I thought you were going to use a cell phone, and I saw that footage, and I was like, oh, that imagery looks pretty clean. And they were
Yeah.
like, I use the GH2, and I was like, yeah, that thing's pretty clean. Still,
Um, you're at the point in your filmmaking sort of journey, and to just sort of like close that part, like we did this movie at a time where yeah, Oscar's right. It probably would have been something that needed to be heard more at the original time that we made it, but for Oscar's well-being and mental stability, it's probably a better time now to actually share the story, because we can share it more openly and have a more open dialogue and not be worried about who watches it or who sees it or who might get angry
yeah,
about it. But in terms of your filmmaking journey, you've gotten to the point where you've gotten some. We did Slapworthy. We get Alien Story, some other things together that got some festival love.
yeah,
Festivals in Fallback got some festival love, and you've done some
right,
festival stuff with like Terry and stuff like that. What
yeah.
what is that? Do you have any do you have any imposter syndrome when you get these laurels, when you get accepted, where you're like, man, am I good enough for this? Or are you in a place mentally where you accept them as just abundance, as gifts from the universe, as like just like positive things? Or do you ever have those moments of doubt when you get when they're like, hey, this movie is in this festival, or this movie's here, or this movie's there?
Um, I laurels and all that stuff. Use that. I don't know. I should treat them better, I guess. When I get them, but they're kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. The thing is, you see them everywhere,
Right.
and like what you won, but like or awarded or whatever
There's
it may be.
levels, right?
Yeah,
Like I was talking with Terry, there's like if you get like, oh, it's the San Antonio, independent, third week of February festival, and you're like,
yeah,
But if
yeah.
it's
But I
like
did.
Sundance or something,
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sundance, you already made. If you get an award. But yeah, there was this point in time where I was like, oh no, you know what? I'm gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit, but I don't know. For some reason, I didn't feel like I was rewarded for a lot of my work. I guess you shouldn't think of it that way, but I was at a point where I didn't feel like I was doing great until there was this movie feature that I did with Terry Ross, Carving a Life. It won Best Cinematography for Idlewild by a American Society of Cinematographer member who awarded me the award for that. And after that, I was like, okay, maybe I should continue. But it was something big, you know.
no,
Uh,
I mean, I understand the feeling of like what you wanting the right type of accolades, right? You don't just want like a blanket accolades. You want right
Meaningful, yeah.
meaningful.
Something, yeah, yeah. And that was meaningful to me to continue. Um, and but laurels, yeah. I mean, they're all over the place. You don't know what what There's so many film festivals. It's like, okay, you see films littered in them, and it's like, okay, which ones are good, which ones are not. You don't know. It just looks good, but you know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, and one of the things that I talked about just right now with the people from the festival, and I talked with Terry at our event, is that if you're somebody that's getting recognized by the right festivals, then if you keep promoting these very like cheaper festivals, I guess would be the thing, or like festivals that are a lot easier to. I call it cash for laurels. If you enter, we're gonna give you laurels.
oh, and
You know,
there's plenty of those, and it's like, it's kind of like giving credit for not really getting credit. I don't know. Um, I don't know. It promotes the wrong idea, you know. You could say, "Oh, yeah, I've done a movie. Oh, yeah, has it won any of your laurels? Yeah, I won this, and that." But they're paid for laurels more than anything, and it's not really. Is it worthy? Is it worthy more so?
so that's why you kind of just sort of take them at face
Yeah,
value and not promote them too much.
yeah. Because for me, it's more of accomplishment. I think more accomplishments where um, can you show forth your work? Is it good? Stuff like that. Laurels don't matter to me really.
Yeah, for me, is it going to get me representation? Is it going to get me an agent, a manager, and a meeting with Netflix or Hulu or Amazon or somebody like that?
Mhm.
For you, is it going to get me my next gig? Is it going to make it so that I can raise my rate? Right, something like that.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, yeah. If it's bragging rights, essentially. Um, but yeah, it's essentially, yeah. If I could claim, oh, I got all these laurels, but I don't like to go that route. It's like, I can't put my finger on it, but yeah, they're not really something that I would really put out there for my work. They look cool,
Right,
but
or,
yeah.
right. But considering the situation's changing and everything, can we put an end to this Oscar retirement talk for now, at least?
Okay.
All right, making sure. But but a festival like, all right, this is your local San Diego Latino Film Festival, right? Like 28 years, La Raza. Like it started off as a student film festival. A lot of important Mexican and Latin America's movies have premiered here. A lot of big time Latino, Chicano artists have been here before. Like this one's got to feel a little bit different, though, right?
Yeah, of course. I've never been. I don't think I've ever participated in something the Latino Film Festival or any of what I've done.
Well,
So,
Slapworthy got into this festival.
oh, really?
Yeah, Yeah,
Okay. See, I don't. It's hard for me to keep track.
as the poster, right? It's the poster back over here. Yeah, that one was insane. You get into
Cool.
so many festivals, Oscar, that you're like, oh, I didn't realize Slapworthy got into San Diego Latino. I didn't know that much.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. It's Yeah, it's very. It's like sometimes I see my work somewhere, and I'm like, damn, someone did a really good job. Not to toot my, toot, but I was like, oh, I shot that. Wait a minute.
Ah, man. Now you're just flexing on us over here, Oscar. Oscar's over here flexing big time.
Well, that's how I determine, where I was at and where I'm at, and it's a non-biased opinion. When you forget that you did something, and it shows that you thought somebody else did it, but it was actually you who did a really good job. So that's kind of because I'm very hard on myself when it comes down to me, doing good work. I want to provide good work, and it's gotten to places that were the Latino Film Festival.
Are you still in a gun for hire type mood where people can look at your body of work, they can look at your reel, they can look at the stuff that you've put out there, and they can see that you have a style, you have an eye, you can take somebody's script and make it more interesting with your visual style? Are you still in that, hire me as like this assassin that's going to come in and make your project better mode, or are you in I want to tell my own stories mode right now?
It's an interesting question.
That's what I do, Oscar. I smoke. I smoke and I ask interesting questions.
I really like the idea that I could make something. You give me a script, and I hope I can make it better. As opposed to me going into having my own work. But I like that idea too. So it's kind of.
It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. It could be just that you're leaning more one way, or you're open to both of them, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, we're live with Oscar Velazquez of Oscar Story. That's debuting. It's going to have its worldwide premiere. Let me pull up the thing here. Oscar Story is going to have its worldwide premiere Thursday, March 11th, South Bay Drive-In, San Diego, California. Johnny Papas, or if anybody else comes in the chat, I have passes. If you haven't bought yours yet, I'm going to be giving away a full carload pass to the drive-in event and a full carload pass to both drive-in events and 2 virtual screenings as well. So all I need is, if you drop into the chat and you want to be considered for that, drop a number between 1 and 100 as one of your comments, 1 entry per chatter, and I will do a random number generator towards the end of the stream, and we will be giving away 2 carload passes, meaning you can get as many people in your bubble. Because the thing about the drive-in event is, obviously, the festival had to do a hybrid edition, where most of the movies are going to be played virtually. But because this is the Frontera Filmmaker Showcase for both documentaries and narratives, they decided that a socially distanced drive-in event could happen during this time, because there's not going to be any people mingling. There's not going to be people stuck together online. Everybody's going to have their own car, their own bubble where they can stay safe and watch the films. But it still beats not having a festival, right? That you agree?
Yeah.
So this Thursday, we're gonna be and my struggle is I have your movie, which is also my movie, playing on screen one, and I have another movie that's also my movie, El Dorado De Visicletas, that's gonna be playing on the other screen. So I was like, when they made the announcement and they were like Frontera filmmakers, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna show Ladrón at the drive-in, and then they're like, and we're also gonna show the Frontera docs, and I was like, what? So we're gonna have two. All right, Johnny, I got your number right now written down. I have two movies screening at the same time, so I'm going to try to sneak from one theater to the next because I want to get a picture of my movie on the big screen. Or I might just have you take some pictures since you're going to be at your movie. Take some pictures, some video of because I've seen our movies on big screens before for festivals, for the 48, for Night of a Thousand Burritos, etc. But I haven't seen it. But I haven't seen it on a drive-in. Have you ever seen one of your movies at a drive-in?
Never.
Okay. All right. Cool. So that's going to be a cool thing for Bo. Are you going to bring your bubble?
Yeah, I'll try to bring. Yeah, my cousin's coming with me, and we'll try to bring some others.
Are you bringing your cat?
I want to. That'd be nice.
Was it Barnabas, right?
Yeah.
Barnabas at the drive-in.
Yeah.
No, he might get a little crazy. You might get a little if he's stuck in there for too long. I don't know if can you bring a cat to a drive-through? I don't know. I don't know if I would bring my dogs because then they'd probably get a little bit stale and bored in there. But yeah, so everybody go check out the. I'll put the link here in the chat as well. Oscar story. If you guys want to buy tickets or if you guys want to be considered for tickets, we already got one entry. Hey man, and if nobody else enters, then guess who wins there? But Oscar story playing this Thursday, March 11th at 7 p.m. Part of the South Bay Drive-In, Frontera Filmmakers, and just as importantly, Wednesday, March 17th at 4 p.m. at the virtual screening. So if you can't make it to San Diego, or if you don't feel comfortable coming out to the drive-in for the drive-in event, you can watch the movie Wednesday, March 17th at 4 p.m. If you order the movie starts screening at 4 p.m. and there will be a Q&A with the filmmakers. If Oscar's not available, I think Andrea might do it as well. But you can actually watch that movie for the entire rest of that day. So just because you buy the ticket, we recommend that you watch the movie at the time that it's scheduled for because that gives it more of a festival feel. But if you buy the movie, it starts at 4 p.m. virtually, and then you can watch it till midnight. You have the rest of the evening to watch it if you get pulled away for any reason. And yeah, so that's what's happening. All right, Mr. Oscar Velazquez. What do you let me ask you one last question before I let you go. All right. What do you think this movie is about you. It's literally called Oscar Story. But do you think that you are has anything, because you rewatched it because I resent you the link because you had forgotten about it. You're like, can you resend me the movie that's about me so I could rewatch it because I forgot about it. Do you think you're in that much of a different mental place, like a year and a half after we filmed it? How has your perception of your situation changed? And expand on that a little bit.
No, it hasn't changed much. I
like when you rewatched it, you're like, I still feel that way.
Yeah, I do. Very much so. But I wanted to hear more. I wanted more elaboration about it, but I mean that's just me. I want to hear more. What do you got to say? It's yeah.
Sure. Well, we can make it a series, Oscar. That's fine. We can we can just find other people with similar immigration stories and do other interviews with them. We're good at it. We can do that. Not a problem.
We can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, man. Gruesome twosome. Whenever me and you get together, something's happening. Something mythical is happening.
Yep.
All right, now and then I did a cameo in your movie Red Velvet that I wrote.
Oh yeah, you did.
All right, so you're making a movie tomorrow. Do you want me as a director or do you want me as one of the actors?
I want you as one of the actors.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that saw your performance on Red Velvet, and they were very impressed with you. I mean, of course, I was. I mean, I think you're a great actor.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, okay. I'm gonna take that as you giving me props for my acting and not dissing me as a director. Okay, I'm gonna
No.
choose to take it that way. All right, I'll be all right.
Okay.
All right, we're talking with Oscar Velazquez live tonight on a Tuesday as we preview the San Diego Latino Film Festival. I'm going to play some clips and I'm going to play some previews, Oscar. I'm going to let you go because I know you're a busy guy. But I want everybody to come watch the movie on Thursday. If you can't watch it, try to watch it virtually. If not, hopefully we're going to get it into some other festivals because now that Oscar is in a little bit better position, and I think that that it's a story. It's one of many stories that needs to be told. And DACA recipients are not just farm workers or kids that are trying to get into school. They are scientists. They are filmmakers. They are poets. They are artists. There are people in every single walk of life, and they have a voice and they have creativity. And it's being stifled by a lot of bullshit that gets put on their plate for something that wasn't their fault to begin with. So I'm glad that the movie's out there. I'm glad that people are going to be watching it. I'm glad that people are going to watch it and learn about you because you're a badass motherfucking DP and you're a talented dude and you're my friend. So I'm glad about all the good things that's going to happen because of people watching this.
Cool, man. I am too.
All right, man. All right, Oscar.
Thank you for letting me on and doing that.
Hey, it was a team effort, man. We did the thing. I had the idea. You had the camera and the lights. We had a makeup artist. Andy cut the shit out of it and did her thing in the edit. So we did it, and it's good that to promote it, and it's good to be proud of it. So let's get it out there. All right, Oscar.
Okay, Louis.
All right,
have a good one, man.
Be easy, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right, Oscar Velazquez live with us on a Tuesday, San Diego Latino Film Festival preview. All right, man. Let's get into some of the films that we're going to be able to watch. I have been watching the ones that I am going to be doing Q&As for, as I did a bunch of Q&As for the festival last year. So I am excited about some very specific movies that are going to come out. All right. But let's watch a couple of trailers. Why don't we?
En ese momento lo que entendí es que ser negra era algo malo. Como si algo estuviera mal conmigo, digamos.
Los padres te dicen tú tienes que adelantar la raza. Entonces desde niño te van enseñando de qué color debe ser la persona que esté contigo.
Cuando él me pide que fuera su novia, faltaba para que llegara el día de la cita y con otras amigas nos reunimos en el transcurso de esos días y me dice que su mamá no te quiere. Dice la señora que estás muy preta, que pareces la orilla del comal.
Las veo y me veo. Nos veo. Lo que me pasó a mí, te pasó a ti. Nos pasó a muchas. Nos sigue pasando. ¿Y ahora qué hacemos con esto? ¿Cómo se trasciende una experiencia racista? ¿Cómo se transforma? No podemos controlar lo que la gente nos dice o hace, pero sí podemos controlar cómo reaccionamos y lo que hacemos con ello.
All right. Let's add that to the list of movies I don't want to watch. That was deep. All right. So the Rita Moreno documentary has been getting a ton of publicity, and a ton of it was at Sundance, I believe. And I can order it for free because I have a festival pass. So I'm going to be watching this on March 13th. It's part of a standalone film. You can get a block of tickets. You can get a festival pass for like $150, which honestly, like they were talking about, is so cheap compared with other festivals where you get. Let's watch another trailer. Run it back.
Mi papá cuando éramos chiquitos,
I agree, Johnny, I
nos
agree.
venía tocando y él nos ponía a mí y a mi hermano a tocar ahí en la marimba.
Y desde ahí despertó el amor por la música. Luego se fue.
Yo lo animé y me arrepiento de eso.
This reminds me of Bacoso African Beats from last year's festival.
Trayendo este mundo, mi lindo folclor, trayendo este mundo, mi lindo folclor.
La música de Guapi reposa en parte sobre los hombros de Diego Obregón, como un embajador.
Para los que no saben, soy Diego Obregón. Oh, mi Guapi, mi Guapi, oh, mi Guapi, mi Guapi. Con ella me voy a ganar la comida, con la música. Adelante.
El tiempo se ha congelado para él.
Estar acá a esta distancia es como asegurando un mejor futuro para ellos.
La música es para guerreros. Entonces día tras día levantándose por ese sueño.
La vida está llena de sacrificios y este es uno de esos.
Sí, él no debió nunca sufrir acá.
Yo vengo de Guapi, llegué a Nueva York. Yo vengo de Guapi, llegué a Nueva York. Trayendo este mundo, caramba, mi lindo folclor. Trayendo este mundo.
All right. Dreams of Chonta. Very musical. I knew a lot of people growing up in New York that made their money working subways and working, looks like it's dealing with like music, street musicians, stuff like that, all stuff that's very relevant and cool.
Mi amor, este es el día más importante de todas nuestras vidas. Quiero que todos sepan lo que yo te amo. ¿Y los muebles, mi amor?
Te estoy dejando, pelotudo. Hola, hermoso. Te quería contar que me escribieron de la Escuela de Arte y me preseleccionaron. Y lo quiero compartir con vos, estoy muy feliz.
Yo no vine acá para esto.
¿Y para qué viniste? El único tiempo que tenés para mí es cuando estás caliente.
Sabes que me desvivo para que podamos vernos, aunque sea un ratito.
Estoy hinchada de las pelotas de tus ratitos. ¿Qué pensás hacer? Tengo que mandar un monólogo, que eso es fácil, y un video donde muestre todos mis talentos.
Tu team, 0 ventas.
Yo te produzco el video y vos me haces un favor.
Whoa.
Tómatela.
A él le quiere contar.
That escalated quickly.
Es como una empresa que vende agua.
Él es Marito, nos va a dar una mano.
Jefe de producción, ¿quién va a ser?
Yo me encargo.
¿Y vos qué haces?
Y el compañero de baile de gala.
It's an Argentinian comedy. I can't wait till they remake this with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart.
¿Cuentas claras conservan la amistad. Cero romance. ¿Quién es Julia?
Julia, mi vieja. ¿Cómo llego?
Agárramelo hasta los huevos.
¿Perdón? ¿Cómo?
Sí, hay unas palabras que vuelan y melodías que van después de amar.
Cuadro libre, por favor. Cuadro libre.
All right, that's kind of like an Argentinian rom-com. It looks really well done. Obviously, one of the things that always surprises me about the festival is the amount of talent, and Zooey Deschanel. Yeah, absolutely, Johnny, and Zooey Deschanel. So Bryan Cranston, Kevin Hart, Zooey Deschanel, Vern Troyer, if he was still alive, for the short guy. But other than that, I don't know any of the films, but appreciate the rich cultural heritage of this area and as son of immigrants, I find much commonality with others who are the same. Yeah, absolutely. There's no right or wrong amount of Latinx, Latino culture. You know, people who are sons of immigrants, even if they're not Latino, Europeans, there's a commonality between immigrant cultures, and there's no issue with, you know, feeling connected to that, you know, or the types of films that give us that. That's what movies are there for. All right. This movie was in Outfest LA.
Valentina, posso te fazer uma pergunta?
Português.
Por que a sua família veio pra cá?
Na verdade, veio eu e minha mãe. Claro, posso prata, né, avó?
Now the question is, do people notice the differences, or are there subtle differences between, for example, I'm assuming it's going to be a Brazilian movie because they're speaking Portuguese. The last one was a Argentinian, could have been Uruguayan, but I think it's an Argentinian rom-com. This seems to be a Brazilian, more family drama, as I was to guess from the first 21 seconds. And then the previous one, musical, I think that's either Puerto Rican, Cuban, possibly Colombian.
Essas coisas que eu encontro na minha frente.
Algum problema, Valentina? Ainda não. Eu queria contar uma coisa pra vocês. Eu não nasci menina.
Você domina todos os meus pensamentos e eu não nego que eu quero envolvimento, vai. Você domina todos os meus pensamentos e eu não nego que eu quero envolvimento,
Qual que é o maior medo que você tem na vida?
O maior medo? Acho que é nunca mais encontrar meu pai.
All right. All right, so that was a Brazilian transgender coming of age story. Looks powerful. See what else we got.
This would be a celebration of the American roots. Oh, tienes nopalitos. The Culinary Institute of America, they weren't doing my food. It just wasn't there. It was invisible, nothing.
It was a way for me to bring something tangible from things that are caught.
We need a cow's head, a cabeza de vaca.
Say, we've got it.
Even my friends freak out. I think one of them threw up once.
This is survival food for us.
The Texas-Mexican cuisine gives you an opportunity to see how differences are embraced. I'm often asked, do you like Tex-Mex food? We never ate Tex-Mex food at home. Enough with the cheese. Tex-Mex it's bi-Anglos, 4 Anglos.
The chili queens of San Antonio were in all the plazas in the center of the city. These women.
This one's making me hungry. Yeah, Brazilian Portuguese and like European Portuguese is different. The Brazilian Portuguese is much it has much more sing-song, like a musical feel to it.
Have to be recognized for their business smarts.
Este es un postre que se llama jericaya.
Oh, that's nice. That's very, very nice.
You cannot buy the love that goes into cooking. You just can't.
You make it good, like grandma used to make it. I bring them memories, because it's comida casera, just like home.
Para mí la cocina es convivencia con la familia.
I may have to order some tacos before the stream is over.
Un ambiente muy bonito.
Native people in the state of Texas are the forgotten people, period.
We live in a racist society, sadly. If we look to the books, we're not there.
And I love documentaries that blend multiple subjects. It looks like this one is blending in cooking with like border politics and like Native American,
There, we have been erased.
The fence, as innocuous as it looks, is really kind of a death symbol.
Your ancestors have been standing here, breathing this air for 10,000 years. And that's got to be empowering.
Cooking is part of art activism because it's part of our culture, and I want to keep it up.
Her voice is in the winds. She's talking to us. She's sending us a message.
Now we've arrived. We're telling our story. I hope it's a story that is about becoming what we can become.
Okay, super dope, because that is actually one of the films that I'm going to be doing a Q&A for. As it gets, that's called One Truly Texas Mexican, and it plays virtually, I think probably next week, as part of the San Diego Latino Film Festival. So one of the reasons that I always like that I've been working with the festival is when I do the Q&As, it gives me access to watch tons of movies, tons of different movies. There's nothing better for me than going into a movie not knowing anything about it. I love watching films in the complete dark about what the plot is or what it's about. You're going to watch just a random documentary, narrative, comedy, whatever, show me. So, during the Q&A sessions, I get assigned certain films that obviously I watch so that I can have a learned conversation with the directors or filmmakers with. And this is one of the ones that I haven't watched it, but I probably will watch it within the next day or two. And it seems real interesting. It seems like a real cool mix of like indigenous issues, cooking, traditions. There's some art in there. There's some border stuff in there. So it seems like another very topical, very interesting film that's going to be playing as part of the festival this year.
Dios mío, ¿acaso estoy muerto?
Llegaste casi 500 años después. ¿Qué te trajo a nuestro tiempo?
Entramos a un pueblo y de...
Uh-oh, time traveling.
Lo he buscado durante 5 años. Yo no me resigno a esperar.
Por mis oídos entran voces que me llaman.
Era periodista y aparte era activista. Por cualquiera de las dos te matan.
Mi hijo tiene 5 años, 4 meses que no se dé. Es una obligación de...
Is this like a Don Quixote allegory?
El tipo de suelo, si tiene olor a putefacto, ahí hay un resto.
¿Con qué derecho esclavizaba yo a mis hermanos? ¿Qué será de mí?
Abuelita, porque si yo en ese momento hubiera dicho sí,
ellos estuvieran muertos. Me hubieran pagado lo que le hicieron a mi hijo.
A los 17 años hice el examen para materiales de guerra, para incorporarme al colegio militar. Por dinero se hacía lo que sea.
Me pregunto, ¿qué fue de mi riqueza? ¿Dónde quedó mi gloria?
All right. So by far, this is the one that's intrigued me the most of all the trailers that I've seen so far. So I just actually made myself a note to ask Moises and Juan if I could possibly do the Q&A for this one, if there is one, because this looks incredibly interesting. We got like possibly a traveling Don Quixote in possibly modern days, and there's drug trafficking and opulence, and I don't know. This one looks incredibly interesting, and this is playing. I don't know. Maybe I should put links to some of these things up. But that's called $4.99 screening virtually. All right. Let me see what else we got here coming up. All right. I actually watched this movie yesterday. So that movie I watched yesterday, so I'm not going to give too much of it away, but it is a Colombian Venezuelan film, which is incredibly topical because the Colombian Venezuelan border is just a very weird place, because Venezuelans and Colombians are incredibly similar. Obviously, they're brothers next door, brothers and sisters next door. But it is it's a very interesting, like it says a lot of stuff, but it's very like melodic. It's a slow paced film. It's not necessarily like full of action and full of stuff like that. It's not a long movie. It doesn't drag, but it just it's an interesting. I don't say it's like a day in the life. It's more like a week or a month in the life of somebody in an interesting situation. But it does give you a ton of perspective of kind of like the relationship at that border between Colombia and Venezuela. Obviously, I'm Colombian, so it's an interesting. I wonder if that's why they got me to do the Q&A. I don't know if that has anything right. Anyway, that guy's name is David, and the movie is La Frontera, another one of the virtual screenings. I will be hosting the Q&A for this as well. All right, let's see what else we have. These are all right, guys. Just in case anybody's tuning in late, I'm doing a live preview of the San Diego Latino Film Festival, the 28th edition. This year it's a hybrid virtual and live event. The live event will be opening night and closing night. Closing night is at Mission Valley or Mission something area. And the opening night is Thursday, 2 days from now, at the South Bay Drive-In off of Coronado Avenue in San Diego. They're going to be screening 2 screens, Zoot Suit and the Frontera Filmmakers Showcase in one of the screens, and then the other screen, it's Los Giles. It's an Argentinian heist movie. And it's a longer title, but I don't have it in front of me. And they're also going to be screening the Frontera documentary series. We have a film in each of the 2 screening groups. Oscar Story that we mentioned. I had Oscar Velazquez on, filmmaker. And then we also have a movie called El Ladrón de Visicletas, which means the bicycle thief. That film is incredibly personal to me because it is based on a true story, and it is based on the issues of addiction, poverty, art, poetry. There's a lot of stuff in there. It's interesting because I saw somebody was doing a Terrence Malick screen earlier, and one of the biggest inspirations for this movie and the pacing and the style of it was Terrence Malick's The Thin Red Line, which is one of my favorite movies. And I always wanted to do something like that with like a mixture of like images with poetry. Obviously, Terrence Malick, the voiceover king, etc. So, El Ladrón de Bicicletas, which is my film. So, I waited till 1 hour and 5 minutes. Well, actually, no, I was talking about the other time, so I didn't wait to brag on myself. But El Ladrón de Bicicletas, the bicycle thief, Dominic Lerma, longtime collaborator of Two Burrito, doesn't speak a lick of Spanish, but somehow I decided that he should play the lead in my first Spanish film because I knew he could do the best job in the nonverbal parts of the part that were important to me, and I was going to just coach him up and try to get him to be able to do the dialogue. But it's a cool film, and I've actually literally watched this film over 1,000 times. I've edited it and thought I had a final version like 3 separate times. This is one of those. I worked on it. Well, yeah, this film was shot several years ago, and I didn't get it to the point where I was happy till very recently, like within the last 6 months. And had to make a lot of changes, make a lot of decisions on it to get it to the point where I felt like it was ready to resubmit into festivals because I had gotten rejected. And thankfully, it's been getting some positive receptions, positive reviews. So why don't we play the trailer for that? Let's do that. Ladrón de Bicicletas.
¿Qué es esto? Hola, Enzo. Por favor, siéntate.
Enzo, dime de tu día, por favor.
No mames,
Tenemos muchos recuerdos juntos. No ha sido el mismo, Enzo. Siento que no te conozco más.
Un nuevo día. Otra oportunidad para ser una persona nueva. Para cambiar y ser mejor. ¿Tú quién eres? ¿Quién vas a ser hoy? Yo soy Enzo. Así soy yo.
This guy, me. All right, I'll stop. All right, so there's a poster. Ladrón de Bicicletas. Also, this guy up here, Raul Jordana, who let me use a lot of the music that's part of the film, passed away recently. And he was RIP to him. He was an incredible, talented musician. And I'm going to be doing a documentary about him, or I'm going to be part of the team that's going to be doing the documentary with him. But that's just something that recently happened. All right, so live. San Diego Latino Film Festival Hybrid Edition. We got to drive in. You can watch that movie, El Ladrón de Bicicletas, this Thursday. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny Papas, I can pretty much... Johnny Potatoes. Is that an appropriate name? that you're going to win I'm going to inbox me your email, and they will send you a link to so that you can get a free screening pass for any movie that you want to watch at the San Diego Latino Film Festival. You can watch Oscar stories, and you watch the documentary block, or you can watch one of those movies that we showcased before. I still have other passes to go, so if somebody else once drops in, I'll give another one away at the end of the stream. But if not, I want to play a couple of more of these trailers that we have coming up, and then I will wrap it up. So give me guys a second. All right, all right. This is another movie I watched today.
La escorba Camila es la más grande por simplemente hecho de ser la más larga en el desierto. Es la más larga del mundo. De 10 casas, cuando hay una 1000 se convierte en un lugar de 300 personas, 500 por 3 días. El pueblo prácticamente se paraliza.
No miras nada y después le pasan las carreras, no, hombre. Porque hay unos que vienen bien enfierrados, pues.
No, pues yo ya como que ya me gustaría aquí.
A mí me gustaría correr a baja 1000. Todo añoro en eso, pero... ¿Sabes qué? Pones los pies sobre la tierra, ¿no?
Antes había discos, había bares, había cine, de caché, man. Sí, aquí había billete.
All right, here's my question. All right, because I saw this movie earlier and I thought the shot was cool as hell. All right, so there's a shot right here of the shots of the car. Johnny Papa Fritas or Johnny Pope too would work. So there's a shot here in this trailer, which I saw that's also in the movie. And I thought it was cool. You know, it's the dogs chasing the motorbike. So obviously it had to be somebody on the back of a pickup. It looks like a pretty steady shot. So what I'm wondering here for my filmmakers that are watching, is that something that is like, hey, when I ride down the road in my motorcycle, there's these dogs that come out and they chase me? And then they decided to do the shot because they knew it was going to happen, or did they just have dogs and they say was this an imagined shot, or was this like just a produced shot, I guess I would say, or was this just something that happened because he wanted to get some B-roll of him driving around in his motorcycle, and then it was like the dogs are chasing him? This is awesome, because I always like to, especially like in a documentary, because there was a shot in this documentary from last year's festival where it was all these garbage pickers from Argentina that were putting on a play, like a musical in Germany. And it was this weird program that people were doing. And there's this one shot where this woman who was creating all the costumes and like made all these costumes literally out of garbage, is watching the play being performed, and it's like this sort of shot. Somebody's just holding like a camera, and it just catches her where she's like taking it all in, and she starts crying for a little bit. So I'm always interested in how those perfect cinematic moments happen in documentaries. Is it a function of writing it out and creating it, what you see in your mind, and the way to tell that story, or is this something that gets found in the editing room? Because at the end of the documentary, you have hundreds of hours of footage, I'm assuming, or 50 plus hours of footage. and then going through it and finding it out. And obviously, I think I'm thinking more in a documentary mind because I actually have two documentaries that might be in production for myself soon, which would be a major shift in what I edit and what I make. So obviously, digesting all these documentaries is fucking awesome. But a shot like this, is it something that happened, autonomously? Autonomously is not the right word. Organically, or is it something that happened because they put in the effort, or because they said, "Hey, something"? I don't know. Interesting. This is a documentary. It's sort of a slice of life about this town that really only perks up when these Baja 1000 or Baja 500 races come through there, and about sort of just these people that are living in this town that's like dying out, and it's pretty interesting. And it also has like corridos, which is the weird part. Yeah, it's a weird mix. It's an interesting mix of a film. It's as a documentary, and I love documentaries, and I watched that one today. This is another one that I think this is another one that I think I'm probably going to ask. Maybe Moises and Juan are watching. If there's a Q&A for this one, I am definitely interested.
Lo importante es que ustedes ahora no lo carguen con ansiedades como familia, digo, ¿no?
Just based on this trailer.
Si vos tenés que traer.
See, Oscar, that's the right type of laurel. That's not a cash for laurel that you can get. That is official selection 2021 Sundance, where the sun dances.
Si vos tenés que traer a la perrita, no tenés que venir más.
Pero es porque hizo pis el otro día.
No, a ver, no, digo, es...
Bueno, estás desarrollando habilidades más allá del Illustrator, veo.
Alguna que otra, sí.
Pero nosotros no buscamos empleado.
¿Y con la tierra? ¿Cómo te llevas la mano?
No, bien.
Just based on that dancing scene.
¿Corre riesgo de vida?
Siempre y cuando nos manejemos con la altura del 1,20 m que figura en el protocolo.
Que ria, eu quero na noite, no dia, eu quero que mais.
No hay problema. ¿Qué quieres que hagamos?
Eu quero normal.
¿Será que el deber o estar cumpliendo con el deber justifica el todo? ¿Alcanza? ¿Con eso basta?
This feels like what would happen if Wes Anderson still had a soul.
Traje. Sí, amor, vas a poder saltar, correr, te vas a poder subir a los árboles.
Pasa.
Sí. ¿Me escuchás?
It's like if Wes Anderson still had a soul and he made Roma. Yeah, I think that's my take on that movie. But it's black and white. It looks fucking awesome. Anna Katz, El Perro Que No Calla. El Perro Que No Calla. Also playing at the San Diego Latino Film Festival. Yeah, that looks pretty freaking dope. All right, I think we got a couple more. Damn right it's not that. Damn right it's not the XYC Festival. The last movie that we saw, the last one is called is this one. El perro que no calla. The dog that won't shut up. But if you go to the Eventive page, you can look it up. You'll see it. All right. This is the trailer for Nudo Mixteco. I have no idea what this is about, which makes me excited to see it.
Por la señal de la Santa Cruz, nuestro enemigo, líbranos, Señor, nuestro nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén.
Tenashani Hamaro Vitatari.
Qué gusto de verte. Yo pensé que te habías olvidado de nosotros.
No, está cabrón para olvidarte.
Por esa pendeja de matarse a tu madre, fuera de aquí.
Perdóneme, pero ya está usted vieja para hacerse pendeja. Tú ni más tus problemas.
Tena Sandoyo Tiutata, Esteban Juárez, Iñasi de Anani Chabela García.
Te voy a llevar conmigo.
Usted nada más se hace tonta.
Me voy mañana.
Hasta aquí llegamos.
All right. Another looks like another well-made, drama. Part of the festival here. All right, what is this? Is this the festival trailer? Oh, this is a white screen. What? No. Another white screen. Right. And let me make sure that okay, so this is, I think, the festival trailer. They just probably started late. All right, let's watch it. The light. Yeah, Johnny. This is a well curated festival. It's another one that looks interesting. John's. Well, I don't shit. I don't think I can say it any better than that. That is the San Diego Latino International Film Festival, 28th year. Started by Ethan Mentillo as a student film festival, has grown into one of the most recognizable, most legitimate, prestigious Latinx film festivals in the United States. I mean, there's the New York festivals, there's the LA film festivals, there's a couple of major Latino film festivals in Chicago, in Texas, there's a couple. There's a lot of scammy ones too. But there are but San Diego Latino in its 28th year, you're getting up there with like legit entrenched 30, 40-year-old film festivals. So the fact that I've been accepted once for Slapworthy, and now 2 times in the same year for Oscar Story and El Ladrón de Bicicletas is incredibly humbling when I watch a trailer with movies like that. Bro, what's up? I wasn't gonna cry. So when I say I'm humbled that I'm part of it, I mean it. And Oscar Velazquez, Andrea Ducliffe, Yolanda Gonzalez, Kurt Griwan that worked on Oscar Story. I want to thank them very much. And then Dominic Lerma, Sofia Carrillo, Kenneth Jenkins, Kenneth Erstad, John Vasquez, Claudia Robles, C.Y. Robles, C.Y. Menaville, Shelley Rowe, Laura Jean, Paul Jarrett, and the production crew, Mildred, Jamie Cassie, everybody that was on that worked on Ladrón also did a great job. So I'm glad for them as well. The movie's in a festival in the South Bay, where the majority of my crew and actors are from the South Bay. So I'm excited for them to be able to see themselves on the big screen at the drive-in, in a socially distanced type of way, because it's crazy that I've been screaming about film sets and people that are not taking COVID protocols, and now I'm advocating a drive-in event. So I can see the other side of that, but I still feel that I'm not going in there to hug anybody. I'm not going to be doing the step and repeat. I think it's probably a good idea that they're not doing it. I'm not there to socialize. I'm there to sit in my car or close to my car and watch my movie on the big screen. And I'll say hi to everybody. We can take some awkward distance selfies. But the goal is honestly to be able to take a picture of my movie playing on a drive-in screen, which has never happened for our production company. So I'm very proud of that, and I'm very glad that Moises, Juan, and Ethan at the festival decided to go through with this as an event for the community. So thank you for stopping by this very specialized infomercial for the San Diego Latino Film Festival. I will remind you that if you just search for the San Diego Latino Film Festival anywhere on Facebook, you will find links to the Eventive page. And just so you guys see, give me a second here. If you go to the just click on the main screen, San Diego Latino Film Festival, boom. You can search for iMovie, or you can see the schedule. So you can see Thursday, the films start on the 11th at the drive-in. These are the 2 events. And then there's online screenings each day, usually starting sometimes early midday, but most of them in the late afternoon or early evening, or a mix of them really. And there's different like the Rita Moreno documentary screens on Saturday. La Bronca, Dreams of Chonta, we saw that for that. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Dizzy. Excited for everybody to see the film on Thursday. And if you guys want to watch another movie, there's a bunch that are listed here. So just look for, and you can also search by docs by the Viva Mujeres series, which is obviously tons of films that female-centric, women-centric. There's the Un Mundo Extraño shorts, which is the program curated by Miguel Rodriguez from Horrible Imaginings. And I'm going to watch every single one of these movies. I'm probably going to watch over 100 movies over the next 10 days. I will watch movies while I work. I will watch movies while I walk. I will watch movies while I sleep. But I'm going to watch probably, hopefully, as many of the movies in this festival as possible. So this is all a block of and Dizzy, Miss Lizzie. Since you are actually literally just type any number into chat so that I can officially make you the winner of some festival passes so you can watch another movie when you get a chance. But yeah, so there's basically literally something for everything, and they're all either featuring Latinx stories, or they're made by Latin filmmakers all over the world, all over South America, a ton from Mexico, a ton from Puerto Rico, Brazil. I saw Colombian, Peruvian movies. I watched the Peruvian, Colombian movie today. There's LGBTQ cinema, there's women's cinema, there's horrors, there's and this is the other thing hopefully I'll do eventually for hey, Dizzy's a winner. Johnny Papas did 33 and Dizzy did 1. So yeah, those are the 2 participants, and therefore they win. So yeah, so that's it. There's literally something for everybody. Go get tickets to the virtual screenings are like $12. And all the money goes to the festival, which does a ton of good in the in the community, and they do stuff like that, and donate to charity. This is the movie that I'm watching. That's a Peruvian, Colombian, Canadian movie. Oscar Story, obviously, that's also screening on Thursday. Zoot Suit and Our Movie, Thursday night. Zoot Suit is a 40-year-old classic. I don't know how you would describe that. It's like West Side Story meets like the LA riots. It's crazy. Let's see, where's our movie at? There it is, right there. There it is. Dorado De Visicletas. So again, oh yeah, you haven't watched Zoot Suit? Yeah, Zoot Suit's a cool movie. It's an old school movie, man. So yeah, thank you everybody that watched, that came on today. I know we had people in and out. I know it was a last minute stream, but if you watch this tomorrow, because I'm probably going to post this the next 2 days, in leading up to the festival, go watch a movie. Go support the San Diego Latino Film Festival. Like I said, I spoke to Juan and Moises, and the first thing they said is they're not here to make money. They're not going to charge you $1 million. They were charging $20 to enter into one of the most prestigious Latin film festivals in the United States. And if you ask them for a waiver, they'll usually give you one. So it's a festival. It's my local festival. It's the one that I'm happiest, because like I said, I work with them, but that doesn't guarantee me that I'm going to get in. So I realized that if I get my film in, it's because it was worthy. So I'm happy to spend today's stream talking specifically and watching the trailers with you guys. If you tuned in late, I was watching a bunch of the trailers live with everybody and just commenting on the types of movies that are going to be available to watch. So thanks for sharing this. Absolutely, Johnny. I do what I can for my community. Congrats on your movie. Thank you. We will be seeing it in a socially distanced seating on Thursday. Thank you, everybody that stopped by. Thank you to my 2 winners. I might do another stream tomorrow night to give away another pass. But thank you for watching. I can't find my ending bit. No bracket bit today because I don't have a guest. But this is Big Cheap Burrito telling you about the San Diego Film Festival, and we are